All right, all right, all right. Hello, everybody. So today we are going over a couple of findings, and I'm really excited. Really excited about today's live stream. I actually have a couple of extra things that I'll be talking about as well. A couple of phones that we're gonna review coming up next. I'm actually really excited to talk about that. But yes, I'm really excited about today's live stream. We're going to keep it short today, try to keep it short to the point. We're going to go over a couple of great things that may be able to help. There's a lot of stuff to do. Let me get to my intro. Dumbphone Livestream, just posting it on the different communities. Right. Phones 2022. And here we have the link. I'm going to post it on Reddit so that people know that we're live. Everyone. And I want to showcase to you today a very special method that will allow, and I'm essentially doing this so that people know how to do some of these things. So I'm really excited about today's live stream. Again, if you have any questions, put it in the chat. We'll be going over a couple things in there. But yeah, there you go. Andreas, nice to see you again. Josh Makizimana. When is the next giveaway? You should be in class, I think, right now. And you should not be watching YouTube. But the next giveaway is coming up soon. Probably in a couple weeks, I'll be giving away. So today, I wanted to showcase the Mudita Pure in Black. I just actually sourced one from Schultz. What's his name? Josh Schultz. He's another YouTuber. And he got a Mudita, but sadly, he did not like it. Yeah, JV Schultz. That's the YouTube that you should be looking for. So I think he's gonna publish a review about it. Maybe James Schultz, not Josh. James Schultz. Yeah. So James Schultz. He's in Salt Lake City. Cool dude. And James, I bought his unit because he didn't like it. So let's get to it. Let's get to the live stream today. I have good news for those of you, and I want to kind of showcase a couple of the different opportunities or options that we can have. I think this is on the frame. Yeah, let me put it just a little bit to the right. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, that's fine. And again, any questions, put it in the chat. Halvard Lund, greetings from Norway. Well, I don't know how to say greetings or hello in Norwegian, but you can teach me, and I'm excited about that. So, hello to you. Excited that you're here. But today I want to start, and now it's 3 minutes 33 seconds. I'm gonna put it on the notes. I always like to go with the notes here. We got the intro done. But I'm really excited about Google Fi and web messages. So a lot of you have asked me like, okay, how can I use something like iOS messaging or messaging on the platform? So you have messaging that works both on your phone and also on your web text messages. Well, today I want to showcase what I found out this past weekend on Google Fi. So we have Google Fi. It is a carrier here in the United States, and it's super exciting what they're doing. So first of all, you will need a smartphone to set this up, but afterwards you don't need a smartphone. So first things first, I'll showcase these two in just a second. So first things first, you need to have a smartphone. Here is my trusty OnePlus 8T, I think, or 8, whichever what it was. So I took it from the drawer. I haven't used it in a while, but essentially you activate your line on Google Fi. So let me showcase that to you first. Let's go to my browser. Let's see. Webcam, screen capture, and we're gonna do, open that one up. Let's see if it shows up. It's not showing up. Screen capture, there it is, messages, perfect. Okay, so first of all, you need to go to Google Fi. So we're gonna open another Google Fi. Bring your own device. So you go and you get a SIM card from Target or Best Buy, essentially. And yes, this is only for North American market, but this kind of shows that some things are coming or they're going to be very useful in the future. So you get one of these, so right there, and they have different plans. They have a plan that is about, for one person, they have Simply Unlimited, which is all unlimited for $50, and then $65 for Unlimited Plus, and that gets you different benefits. I just did pay as you go, the flexible one. You get $20 talk and text, and then you get, of course, data in the United States and Canada and Mexico, hotspot tethering for all of them. You can also use it with tablets or other devices, etc., etc. But you can also have international features. You have free calls, I think calls in Canada and Mexico, and then free text outside of the North American region. And then you have, if you get the Unlimited Plus, you get full free data over 200 destinations, which is super amazing in my opinion when you're traveling abroad or whenever you need something in specific, right? So you go and you join Fi. Let me use a different account. I have to use this one right here. And this one now tells me, okay, I have a Google Fi account. After you have a Google Fi account and you set it up and you have everything, then we will switch now to right here. Now you need to insert that SIM card here on a smart device. So you have the smart device, and you need to have this device with Google Play services. So it does have to have Google Play services. And then after that, you go to Messages, and there you go. You go to Settings, and in Settings, you want to go to Advanced. And after you go to Advanced, you go to Google Fi Settings. That will only show up with the Google Fi SIM card in. And after you tap that, then it will have a button here that allows you to sync your text messages with messages.google.com. After that, you will switch your SIM card to something like the Mudita Pure. I've been testing it with the Lite phone. I've been testing with Nokia devices. I've been testing it with, so many different things, right? So whichever it is, you can just put it on a dumb phone, and then you will be able to get your text messages. Let's go back to my screen capture right here. Yes, that works. Perfect. So we go back to messages.google.com. And now that you're on messages.google.com, you can get your text messages on group text messages, on media. You can make calls from the web. You can get your voicemail. This is a tester number. So all of these are, kind of like tester numbers. Well, my wife is right there. But essentially, you can create your threads and have everything working without any issues. So this creates a very big opportunity because now every phone, as long as you have Google Fi, you will be able to have the ability to essentially have the ability to have group text messages and media or anything. So for example, and I will showcase to you what happens. So for example, the Mudita Pure does not have group text messaging, right? But and whenever you get a group text message, you get this random string of whatever. So you will continue to get that random strings. You will not get to see the group text messages very well organized on your phone, but you'll be able to see them on the web. And if you have no coverage, let's say that you're in a low coverage area, then also you will be able to still make calls through the web, a computer terminal, or a tablet or something like that. If it's an Android tablet, you can also download the Messages app there and just sync it that way. So it's very useful for a lot of people. And there's a lot of good things about this because any dumb phone now can have group text messaging. Any dumb phone can receive images because you're receiving them through a portal in the cloud, which I think it's excellent. I think it's amazing that we're having a lot of this. I'll showcase, let me send a text message real quick and how you receive it. So I'll send that text message to my other tester number. Right. Let's go right here and I will say hello. And then I will showcase it here on the light phone. So there it is. You receive it. And whenever you go back, I'm going to say hi back. The Mudita Pure will receive that text message or should receive that text message without any issues as long as it has coverage, because I know sometimes it's spotty coverage on the Mudita Pure, but I received the text message on the portal, on the web portal. So the web portal has the text message right there. I sent it from the light phone 2. That's the tester number right there. And then Mudita should receive it anytime that it connects. So there you go. It connected. So right there, test number, boom, you receive a string of characters right there that I believe what's happening is that's kind of like the code for the web syncing for the cloud, whatever SMS gateway that Google is doing. So this works. Now every dumb phone in the United States has that ability, so has the group text message ability. And that is super encouraging because as long as you have Google Fi, which I know that some people have objections to Google Fi because it's owned by Google and you don't want to give more data to them, right? I understand that there are some concerns for a lot of those things. But, you know, essentially what's happening is that, well, you had to make a compromise, right? If you want web-based texting, you only have a couple of alternatives, which is you have Google Fi, which works seamlessly. You get both on the fly, or you get something like Digits, which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't, depends on the region. And you also can get something like, I don't know, Verizon Messages, which also kind of works wonky here and there. So there you go. That's how it works. And that's the Google Fi section. So let's get to some comments and questions. So comments and things that we want to get over. So 12 minutes or 13 at this point. Comments and Q&A. So let's see what you guys have for today, what comments you have. And I think we also have a response on what to do with Norwegian hello. So it's, let's see. Hey is pronounced like a slow hi. Hi or hey. Hey, maybe something like that. Anyways, so let's go to Kyle. So I used the Alcatel Go Flip 4. What is your opinion on it? So the Go Flip 4, I did a review on it. It's a decent device. The only thing is that it's not as good as Nokia 2760. So they both shared the KaiOS 3.0. And it's good. KaiOS 3.0 is snappy. It's better. But the Alcatel Go Flip 4 doesn't have the latest update that allows for seamless group text messaging. But, it is what it is. So I personally enjoy KaiOS 3.0 devices. I think they have improved a ton. But there's a couple of extra optimizations that need to be had. And the lack of WhatsApp is a little bit of a bummer for that kind of device. But it's a good overall device. I think it works well on T-Mobile. I've used it in its different variants. Alcatel Go Flip 4, TCL Flip Pro, which is kind of like the similar. Also, the Alcatel Go Flip Pro, Go Flip 4 is missing the voice to text. So that's a little bit of a bummer. But, you can't have it all. You have to kind of find a compromise. Next question. Abraham, I'm on Verizon. Should I get the Kyocera Dura XV, the Sonim Xperia 3 Plus, or the Cat S22 if the S22, how can I go about unlocking it? Okay, so a couple things. For the S22, if you want to unlock it, you have to purchase it directly from T-Mobile. You have to put it on a prepaid plan and pay them about $150 to unlock it. So that makes the price a little bit go further. And if you make it work on Verizon, after you unlock it, you will not have access to a couple features like hotspot will not work, and a couple of other things may not work all the way. So just, there you go. So that's part of it. Now, between those three, I think you really need to analyze what your needs are. So they are both great devices, but for example, the Cat S22 Flip is for, or what I called the more like smart feature. I think I'm still not done writing my short pamphlet. I still have one more chapter to go. But let me see if I can get to it, because I kind of want to go over, some of it with you guys on this specific live stream. The reason why is because you really need to analyze what you're looking for before you can actually say, hey, this is the device that I want. So again, as I always say, list your needs, list the needs that you actually want to have. So I am, let's go here to right. Let me showcase to you a little bit of the, okay. Let me take this out and put it on the other one right here. Perfect. So that should showcase on this one. Yes. Okay. So this is the little kind of like adjustment book that I've been writing. It's like a little pamphlet. It's nothing fancy. But my third chapter is for those that are looking for the Cat S22, right? So Cat S22 is essentially, you have a device that is half and half. It's half smart, half quote unquote dumb, because you have a flip phone. It's a flip phone format. But you can use it. You can use this in different setups. But the Cat S22 kind of goes into this category, the half and half, digital minimalism, two phones. You can use two phones, kind of like in that setup. But you can also use the Cat S22 Flip because it has Uber, it has Spotify, it has a lot of the smart features with Android Go, right? So if that's what you're looking for, if you're not looking for very deep change, like super deep change, then I think I recommend that for sure, even without hotspot. But if hotspot is necessary, then go with something else. Now you have the Kyocera Durex V, which is a little bit also half and half, because you can install applications. You can do most of the things that you want to do, but it's not as seamless as having a touchscreen. So very good call quality, very good battery life, and you can have Spotify still. You can have some of these smart features while you load them manually. The Sony XP3 will be the bottom one. It will be more for like, hey, you're just looking to have phone calls, text messages, and hotspot, and that's about it. So on this one, I kind of went over like, the companion devices. So decide a strategy that you want. For example, for me, it's the Light Phone 2 for calls, SMS, and podcasts. Google Voice is for work calls and SMS. Desktop handles my email and WhatsApp via either a client. I have Mozilla's Thunderbird, or I also use BlueStacks for WhatsApp. The music is accessed via SanDisk, Clip MP3 player, FiOM6. I have different MP3 players. Second factor authentication, I have a YubiKey. So list what your needs are and then look for the device that fits those needs. So that's kind of like my advice when it comes to this specific one. All of those devices are very capable and they're very good, but it just depends on how you want to use it. Perfect. All right, let's move on. I really wish there was a Nokia 225 with USB-C. Yes, the perfect phone is still elusive. All my other devices use USB-C, so it's kind of like a shame. Yeah, I definitely understand that kind of need for USB-C. It's something that, people want. Colin says, got an Ink Palm 5 for my birthday, hoping I can make it into the non-cellular Light Phone 3 of my dreams. Oh, yes, I've heard of the Ink Palm 5. I heard it's very good. If some of you are curious, let me Google it for you. Ink Palm 5. So it's kind of like, I think we saw it in a different live stream a couple of months ago or so. but it's essentially a, kind of like an e-reader with Android 8.1. You can install apps, and it works very well. It's e-ink, and you can, of course, have a couple of all of the different things. You can sideload apps. It's pocket friendly. It's 5 inches. And I believe that one doesn't have a speaker, so it may not be able to play music, but it is what it is. So it's a good option for a lot of people that may want to read books on the go, but something pocketable like a smartphone, but not distracting because you cannot really play, a lot of things in there. Let me go to Dumbphone Finder just in case, because we may get a question on the Dumbphone Finder in the future. But that's that. So there you go. Okay, so Colin, a couple extra things that he's mentioning is a bummer. Google Fi is so expensive. It is $20 plus data. It gets a little bit expensive. It's around $30. And if you have the Verizon plan, which is, the Verizon plan will be $10 for the light phone. So yeah, I know. I mean, I still prefer the Verizon plan just because of the price, or Mint Mobile, like $15 or something like that. Okay. Halvard Lund, is there any way to keep the smartphone and use it only for 2 days or 1 day awake? Have it at work? Any thoughts? I'm not sure what you mean, Halvard. But I think what you're meaning is okay, you want to use certain functions in your smartphone, but you don't want to be too distracted. I actually have a recommendation for that. And you guys have heard me say this before. We have Unplug, which they actually just released a new product. I think it's still on Kickstarter. I'm going to be receiving one very soon, and I'll showcase it in the channel. But if you have an Android, so for example, if you have an Android, I think this is one of the best systems. If you have an Android, you can get the tag, Unplug tag. It's on Indiegogo. I believe it has been released already. But essentially what happens is you need this little tag. I don't have mine handy. I think I put it back on the bin. But essentially, without this tag, you are not able to, access certain apps. It's NFC, and it's also, I believe, is NFC enabled. So I don't know if this is the only thing they're making now. So they're not making the USB-C one. But essentially, you have the ability to have the tag, put it there, as she's showcasing there, or he, I don't know, didn't see which, which gender the person is. Maybe it's a she. I don't know. Either way, you can just put it out, and whenever you have the tag, you have the ability to access the application once again. But without it, you will not be able to have it. Let me go to the Indiegogo to showcase the price, or at least some of the. This was the original Unplug tag. Regain control of your smartphone. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it. Maybe it's not there yet, but who knows? Campaign is closed. Unplug technology. Yeah, I believe they have released it on somewhere. Maybe it is on Kickstarter. Kickstarter Unplug tag. Soon on Kickstarter. Yes. So so they went to Kickstarter this time around, not Indiegogo. Or maybe not. I don't see it. Introducing tags. Let's see. I know they are supposed to have it very soon. Unplug tag to reduce screens soon on Kickstarter. Yeah, there it is. But I don't know. Maybe here? Nope. That's the backer team. Maybe it already went and came. I believe I should have an email with it. Let me just search it up real quick. But that's what I recommend for somebody that tries to use a smartphone. You have the smartphone just for the regular things that you need and nothing else. So that's something very important. Tag. Let's see. Unplug tag. Announcing Unplug tag on Kickstarter. Get a sneak peek. Join the early backer team. Yeah, I don't see it. Maybe it was something else. Pre-order. Maybe they had a pre-order of the tag on their website, and maybe I missed it. Yeah, I don't see it anymore. But anyways, the tag is going to be coming live very soon, and you'll be able to use it. And I think it's a good alternative for those of you that want something that, hey, this helps me limit what the smartphone can do. So I think keeping your smartphone at work and having it restricted is a better way to get stuff done, or using, blockers like I've showcased. I have a video on how to turn your iOS devices very dumb and essentially put, blockers and things like that on it. So yeah, there you go. Okay, let's see. More questions. Let's see. Adam Harrison, does the Mudita give the option to invert screen colors like the LP2? It looks like they were trying to do the same thing with matching the device and the colors of the screen. Yes, so you can invert it. And this actually is a very good transition at 26 for my update on the Mudita Pure. So I want to update you guys on a couple of things. Mudita Pure update. So as always, I try to update you guys on what's going on with the devices that I've been using. And I've been continually testing the Mudita Pure. I think now that I have a way to get MMS on the Mudita Pure is even better. But as you see, the signal is still spotty. There's no signal bars right there until you really reset the modem. You put the slider all the way to offline and you go back to connected. It's not really reliable. So the signal is still not great. I don't have very good signal indoors. Outdoors, it gets a little bit better, but call quality still, the speaker is really tiny. The call quality is not the greatest. There is, of course, a lot of issues when it comes to the hardware and a little bit of the software of the device, but they've been improving a couple things. So I will give them credit where credit is due. And also, I feel better now because I have a recommendation. So if you're looking for a Mudita Pure, just get Google Fi, because that way you'll be able to still have the text messages on the web, still be able to make phone calls when you don't have signal, like right here. So Google Fi is probably the best carrier for the Mudita Pure here in the United States because T-Mobile is compatible with it. They're not going to block you like AT&T blocks, H2O wireless, or they block all of their MVNO sometimes. So T-Mobile is your best alternative, and Google Fi is even a better alternative because you'll be able to keep images, you'll be able to keep group text messages, you'll be able to get your voicemails very well. You'll still get the random notifications here and there, like this one, right? Like, whenever you get a group text message, you'll get that. Whenever you get a image, you'll get that. Whenever you get a voicemail, you'll get that. So just a word of caution. Now, they have an update. They have updated their operating system. So now we have the Mudita Pure on system level. Let's go here. System level. About your Pure. It's version 1.2. So we have version 1.2. And there's a couple things that they have added. So Adam, let me show you that you can change the thing to dark mode right there. It doesn't look really good in my opinion. I actually prefer, so I have the black one now and I've been able to showcase everything. Chocomush, thank you for subscribing. I prefer the white version to the black Pebble version. I think, there's nothing necessarily wrong with the black version, but I feel like this one is a better style. I also was able to get the case. It's decent. It protects it. It's like a pouch, you put the device in there, and it's, it fits well. You're still able to access the flashlight of the device, so that's really nice. And that's amazing. It protects the device. It's really well made. I really think it's worth to get it. But I prefer the white version, the gray, pebble gray version to the black charcoal. I think that's what it is. So just my opinion. So we have that. So let's go with what they have updated. Number one, they claim that the battery life is better. It is marginally better. It's better on idle time. So whenever you're not using the device, it will retain the battery for a little bit longer. It's still a 2 to 3, maybe if you stretch it, maybe 4 days, but it's not going to be weeks. It's not going to be what I believe was promised. It was promised that you will have peace of mind. It was promised that you will not have any issues with different things, and that's just not the case. So just being honest, the device still has a lot to do. Just due to the reality that it's a new product and there's a lot of things. We wish that they would have been fixed during that year of delays, but the software was just it's not ready for prime time. So battery life is a little bit better. Signal is still inconsistent depending on the carrier. You may be able to get it here or there. This is not a software issue. It's a hardware issue as far as I can tell. You may be able to, and I hope that they'll be able to tweak it a little bit with software, but it's still going to be a hardware thing. But if you get Google Fi, you'll be able to have calls and text messages on the go. So, just give or take, whichever one you prefer. By the way, if you need the tutorial on Google Fi, it will be on the Reddit, Dumbphone Reddit, the Lightphone Reddit as well, because a lot of people ask for it on the Lightphone. And I believe that's it. That's where all the places that I posted it. No, of course, the Discords as well. The Discords for that. Thank you for the subscriptions, everyone. By the way, Alan Curry, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate the support. I can't believe still that we crossed 10,000 subscribers, but that's amazing. So they did that, and they also, if I go to display, I believe they added on the wallpaper the Mudita logo, so you can have that, and you can have quotes. You can edit quotes, so add them. If you want to add a custom quote, you can write it out. Something for the author and the note, and then you can select the categories: simplicity, mindfulness, health and well-being, positive emotions, productivity and success. Let's just do positive emotions right here. So we're gonna wait for the device to lock. In the past, it only shows me one quote, so I'm not able to tell you whether it's actually working or not, but we'll see what happens with this time around. So I'll just wait until it locks. They also created a couple of extra features for the text messaging, which is very well welcomed. It's actually excellent that they have now ABC mode on the uppercase for the first one, and then lowercase for the rest. I think that's actually very good. Still, I believe there's no auto detection of the period, but I may be wrong. I'll tinker around with it. So there it is. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Rumi. Yes, never heard that quote, but there you go. You have access to different quotes. You can put them on the different categories. I personally prefer the clock, but you have access to that if you want to create, kind of like a reminder, like stop using your phone, or something like that, or a reminder that you need to do something. I think it's very useful. Let me lock in the display light so that there you go. So it just showcases all the time. So there you have it. Now let me showcase the last feature that they updated, which is the messages. So now if you want to send a text message, you have the ability to do ABC mode. So that means that the first one will be capital, and then the rest one is going to be lowercase letters. Now you can also change that by going right here to the bottom one. That's ABC, ABC lowercase, 1, 2, 3, and ABC again. So let's go to remove, then you put a period, and then it will do it again. Let's see if it does it again. Yes, so it does autocorrect after the period, or it does go back to uppercase after the period. Then you can delete. Still, I think this is very unintuitive, but whatever. That's the design, that's the hardware, that's what they created it with, because the back key right here is kind of, it's usually where I will click, like, or have a different key here that allows you to, delete. But hey, it is what it is, right? They also, I believe, improved some things in the meditation timer. You're able to have a couple of extra options in the interval chimes, preparation time, things of that nature. So if you're into meditation and you want to meditate, then that's an option. No calendar fixes yet, but some things are just better. Again, the modem issue is still present. You're still going to have a little bit of a less pleasant experience due to it losing, some of the feedback, some of the things here and there, like losing the ability to create, to have a phone call that lasts for a long time. Another one, Yanni Way, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Now I want to showcase the forum, because again, if you have any questions about the Mudita Pure, go to the forum. And here you will see a lot of people, giving their, feedback or questions or everything. I posted the group text MMS workaround in the US for Google Fi. But you will see a lot of things like this one is the Canada edition for the review. I think we saw it last time. But they talk about, the e-ink, what they like. They haven't been able to send text messages. Signal strength is not really good, different things and whatnot. Call quality on T-Mobile USA, again, April 12. I can barely keep a call through indoors. The radio icon alternates between 1, 2, and 3 bars. The bar status seems to not have any relation to calls quality. Calls get dropped, things like that. So again, it continues to have issues for some and it's better for others. It's heavily depending on the region and how the antenna is playing. This antenna modification is playing around. I think there was a recent review, 1 week of Mudita experience. And they have a lot of things. Battery life is poor, which, I've experienced also, but, there's different things. Call quality is average, things of this nature. Some people like, kind of like the different areas, like, that they have liked and that they have not liked. So if you want to get more information about the Mudita Pure, if that's the phone that you want to, kind of like look into, then I recommend you go into the forum.mudita.com. Now you have also, you have the ability to have, of course, here's the Light Phone subreddit. And if you have any questions, everything else, weekly thread for selling the Light Phone, yada, 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 whatever you're into, whatever you're actually interested in. Let me show you one more thing before I forget. And that is, there is an update coming to the Light Phone 2. Let me see, Joe Hollier. This is still not, coming like anytime soon. No, I don't want to look at it in announcements. Update. Okay. Give me 1 second. Right. Finally found it. Okay, here it is. Okay, so I will show you this on the Light Phone Discord. If you are on the Light Phone Discord, you already know that some of this information. And if you're not, you'll be able to know what's coming up. Here it is. Boom. So we have a couple of things coming up for the Light Phone 2, probably by the end of the month. And of course, I'll make a video about it and, you'll know everything about it from my video. But if you have a Light Phone 2, you'll get the update. Let's put some more emojis here. So Hotspot is going to come as an additional tool. So you'll be able to use the Light Phone and put the Hotspot as an additional tool. They fixed the bug when reordering the toolbox that causes tools to duplicate the menu, long press an individual text in a thread to copy, forward to email, or delete. So now you can delete individual texts, and also the ability to paste when composing a text. Right now, you can only copy a full text and paste a full text, but this is better than not having anything at all. So it's really exciting to see what's going on. They're wrapping up the same functions for text with MMS, though not copy options. So for example, if you want to forward to email or you want to delete, you can also have the thing with MMS, but you don't have a copy option. Spell check is getting close. They hit a few issues with the e-ink, but they're working on it and should make it to the next update. But if it doesn't, it'll make it a little bit later. Alarm upgrades, multiple alarms, ability to repeat an alarm daily, and alarm settings. Settings reorganization for more clarity, and also added some logic that, if you don't have a light account, you will not be able to use some of these things. Storage section to the settings. This includes a breakdown of available storage as well as what is using space. It will have buttons for manually clearing all of your history, manually clearing just MMS stored on the device, and a setting for auto clearing history older than 30 days. Low storage warning. Whenever you have less than 500 megabytes, they will give you, hey, you will not be able to install updates. And they also added what's going to happen, because apparently the low storage is corresponding with the Go Light bug, when it gets stuck on Go Light. And then there's a couple things like keeping a bug where toggling the keep screen on functionality will fail when leaving the message compose view after voice transcription. So a lot of good things coming to the Lightphone people, to the Lightphone world. I'm actually really excited about some of those, especially copy paste is one of the big ones. It's going to be quite important. Let me put that here on the notes. Next Lightphone update. April 2022. So there you have it. Now let's start another section of Q&A, comments and questions. Comments and Q&A. So if you have any comments and questions, I'm about to go through them. So there you have it. 41, not 37. So 41, about 41 minutes. We're going to continue. Okay, so let's see what you guys have for me. Extra questions. So let's see. On the Lightphone, how accurate and good is the maps? And can you see the screen at night well? Yes, I would say so. The screen has a feature that automatically, lights up. So for example, you go to the settings and you go to preferences, I believe, and you have display. And you have the screen light. It's automatic. You can put it always on, and that will, make it look a little bit different. You can also sleep. I put it on automatic. I prefer it that way. You can also invert colors, right? Have it on white for increased visibility. Usually the dark profile is a little bit less. But you have that ability. And the directions, I mean, it works really well for me. I know some people have issues. It's on the area. As I have said before, the best way to do the directions is you search for the destination. As always, our usual Starbucks, right? Even though I don't go to Starbucks, but, I always look for that. So Starbucks in Santa Fe, Littleton Drive. And instead of waiting for it to find you, it's usually going to start like there in offline mode. You just start it and you start going, right? Like, kind of like it's going to give you some directions, right? It's going to tell you like, hey, go to this area, because it's starting from your general location or the location where your house is. And then after a little while, maybe 2 minutes max, like, I've never seen it for longer than, I've never seen it for longer than 45 seconds to a minute and a half. When I do that, boom, automatically gets your location and it gives you accurate directions, and it's going to say turn by turn, and it's going to work. That's been my experience. I know some people have issues, but I assume it's because they're waiting for it to actually lock your position. So just start, go as you go, like it will catch your location, and boom, you'll be able to do that. So I think the maps are very accurate. If you know what location you're going to. The thing is, the maps that they use are more private, so it's not Google Maps, so it doesn't have all of this information, like the phone numbers and when it opens and stuff like that. But it will get you from point A to point B if you know where you're going. So, for example, if you're going to a Starbucks that's around, it will take you there. It will tell you how long it is, how far it is, and then it will take you there. I haven't had any issues. I've always been able to find the locations that I've been able to look for. So there you go. There you have it. So let's continue. Kyle Campbell, I was disappointed in the lack of WhatsApp and Google Assistant, but it's fast and emoji support is a plus. And also call quality and sales strength and battery is really good. Alcatel Go Flip 4. Yes, absolutely. Very great. Let's continue. So it says, I'm old, so I prefer to use turn by turn without the maps. So arrows and text is great for me, but I haven't used it on the fly. Others have said their screens timed out while using GPS while driving. Yes, that is true. It does time out. So it's a little bit of like, not the best experience sometimes. What I do is sometimes I just tap the screen, like, to keep it from timing out. But I believe they're addressing that issue coming up soon. So there you go. Let me drink some water. Yes, drink some water. Just a reminder to stay healthy. Actually, I'm kind of disappointed. This is just personal, I guess. But I since coming to Colorado, I increased a couple pounds, and I am on my way to decrease them because I want to go back to my ideal weight. But yeah, drinking water really helps to maintain your body healthy and to lose weight. So just a reminder for you, make sure to drink some water. Okay, next question is, hi, do you recommend a secure and private cloud? Adas, again, thank you for being a member. I appreciate you with joining our memberships. Appreciate because it does help. And your question is, oh, no, that's not the one. Sorry, I put the wrong screen capture. Right here, this is the one. Okay, so let's go to Privacy Guides, as we talked about last time. Privacy Guides is a very good website. Of course, create your own, what's it called? Like create your own threat model, and you can read here on their blog about their threat models. What is a threat model, and how to do different things. They can. They will talk about, some of those privacy introductions, threat modeling, DNS, what is multi-factor authentication, integrating metadata removal. As you see, they have increased a lot of their, I think last time they only had like 1 or 2 security basics and stuff like that. But this one, has more things to come. Oh, nice. It's dark mode. But recommendations, you can go to the recommendations, and then you can go to cloud storage. I personally would say that this is the best cloud storage for privacy, right? So for privacy and security, and if you want to keep more of the things, Nextcloud should be something that you at least are able to understand. If it's too complex, I think the recommendation of Proton Drive or Crypty is actually very good as well. So I think Nextcloud is a very good alternative for private cloud because you can host it yourself. You can put some end-to-end encryption by yourself and things of that nature. And if you go to, kind of like Nextcloud, there is a way to do it by yourself, but there's also a simple sign up page as I'm showcasing here, and they give you about 2 gigs, or you can go to Tap Digital and you can get 8 gigs. It's not a ton of storage, of course. You can also go into right here, web hosting, 5 gigs, different ones that you want to have. So it's again up to you, but you can host it yourself if you don't want to trust a specific person or a specific company, which I think it's the best way to actually do it. You can also go to Proton Drive, and Proton Drive is definitely costs something. I don't think I'm able to showcase here, but if you go to Proton Mail, let's see, they have their plans right there. Let's see, individual. 625. I don't see it. Proton Mail, get encrypted email, maybe here. Sign up. There you go. So you have the Plus, which gives you 5 gigs of storage on Proton Drive, or the Visionary, which is 20 gigs of storage, I believe, also on Proton Drive, or on their email, and different things. And you have the Professional as well, which includes a lot of different things for storage management. And of course, it costs something. That's the reality. If it's free, it's most likely not going. It's going to collect some data. But if it's paid, then it's probably not going to, it's going to respect more of your privacy. So here is Crypty, 10 gigs, $3 a month, 400 gigs, $9 a month, 2,000 gigs, $27 a month. So you have some of your kind of storage, cloud storage in there. I think those recommendations are very valid. And of course, if your threat model is even higher, then you need to reconsider how you use the cloud as a whole, because that's probably not the best usage. Okay, there you go. Let's go to the next one. Thank you so much. I'll go with Sarah 2XV. Perfect, Abraham. Hopefully it works for you. Yes, timing out has been user reported. They're waiting for an update from whatever in the forums. Yes. Any plans for Shock to put out an updated or even better version of their Shock Classic? I don't have any news on that front. I think they're kind of plateauing and being able to use that on the Shock Classic. I think they're just going to keep it as is and continue selling it. I think they're trying to maximize profits in that sense. I think it's still sold out, maybe, but we'll see what happens. As I know, there are different manufacturers right now that have been listening to my channel after we've been, asking for different things. They see that there's a market for a lot of this stuff and they're listening. So hopefully it works. There you go. So, okay, so I'm tempted to try it out, but waiting for bugs to be fixed like this one. Thank you, Megan, for the Light Phone 2. Yes, absolutely. Wait for the development. Wait for it to showcase what it's good for you and your needs. Do not feel pressure of buying a dumb phone just because